Been seeing so much year one crap today. It's stupid.
Do they know something that we don't?
I don't know, shit, I rocked the, oh yeah, you were there. Rocked the Lucky Raspberry the other day. Hey, she's great.
She's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you were like 304 with it, too.
Yeah. Shit, I
Or
might
I've
try
been
it in
seeing it.
trials. Fuck it. Always spawn with a
Because
skip
light
grenade?
doesn't seem to matter. Yeah, fuck that. Max discipline, too. Fuck yeah. Skip grenades for everyone.
You're in like a silly Henri mood. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, we went over the test today, and like, oh, I did not do well. And other people were like, just a little bit better than me, but I don't feel too bad because reading all the rationales, like I narrowed it down to the two answers, of course, and I always fucking picked the wrong one. I was like, damn it. But I felt good about myself for some reason because, like, at least I was like almost there.
You're,
Like, that
I
was
was
my
right
fucking
there.
thinking. So I felt like less guilty about it. I don't know. And then we were going over the rationales, and actually, like, she's gonna go over like 10 questions where we could possibly get points back. So that's almost like 20 points that could be given to me. So that'd be
Uh,
great.
yeah, that would be fucking
But it's probably not gonna be 20. It's gonna be like 10 because she hates me. Not really. She doesn't hate me. She, I was just a
okay.
moron and didn't prepare enough.
Yeah, you get it.
No, it's fine. I wasn't interested in any of the topics that she was really talking about, but now we're at the cardiac. We're going over cardiac right now, and like that's gonna be a fucking
What were you
breeze
going
for me.
over? What was this one on?
This one was assessment of the skin, nails, and hair, respiratory, and respiratory infections and shit like that. That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
So just stupid shit. Oh, and burns. Burns was pretty important,
Just
which
do
I
this.
think I
Just
got
do the
the
Seinfeld
hang
thing.
of.
That skin doesn't need a doctor. Wash it, dry it, move on. But then she had skin cancer. Oh, right, the skin cancer. I forgot.
Yeah, no. I think, and the funny thing is that I think I did worse on the respiratory, and which is the one that I focused on when I was studying. Oh my god, fucking shoulder shrug. Thank you. But I didn't focus on the thing that she tested on a lot. I'm like, of course, of course.
That's yeah.
But like some of the, I wanted to argue this, but I didn't. She probably wouldn't. I mean, she would see my side, but then she would be like, "Well, it says blah 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 blah," because a lot of the, it would give you like a patient is comes in with like having an asthma attack, blah blah blah. Patient has wheezes when being admitted, and now like an hour later has no wheezes and is bradycardic, just slow heart rate is what that means.
Mm.
And like, what is the next like intervention? And it was like place patient in high Fowler's position, which is just 90 degrees, so to help them open up their airway a little bit more, which makes sense. And then the next one was another like two that were I was able to eliminate, and then the other one is fucking like be prepared, get ready for like emergency intubation, which I mean that's invasive. That's extremely invasive, and
Yeah.
I mean first you would put the patient in high Fowler's for sure, just to see if that helps. But they wanted the best, I guess, intervention next, and that would be prepare for emergency intubation. But I was thinking that it wouldn't be emergency intubation because as a nurse, you can't intubate a patient. That is not your scope of practice. I mean, you can prepare the patient for it, but
Yeah.
you can't put the fucking tube down the goddamn throat. The respiratory therapist.
Yeah, you need 6 more years of schooling for that.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. And it was like fucking 3 or 4 questions with like basically that answer. And I should have fucking realized it after the 2 that I saw. Like, this is coming up a lot with the same fucking. And I think I did, but by then I was just like, well, too far back, I can't figure out which numbers this were. Because it wasn't a paper test, it was a computer test, so you would have to go one by one by one by one. So, so that was basically 8 points down the drain for me, which sucks. But,
still a lot of time though.
Like I said, I don't feel too terrible about it. I'll be able to recover, honestly, because next test will be a math test, and I'll be fine.
Yeah,
if anything, I just get more aggravated when they decide to help, like, oh, we're gonna go over med math, and like, I'm thinking to myself, if these people don't fucking understand med math by now, they need to get the fuck out of this program. Like, it's simple. It's formulas. You plug in the numbers. You figure out which numbers are the ones you need, and you figure out which ones you don't.
Exactly.
It's not that hard. And I remember. Do you remember me telling you about when fundamentals with the teacher I hated? She spent like an entire class on med math and going over. We went over
there,
one
like,
problem
shaking your head pretty much
for 30 minutes. And everybody was arguing, like, it was bad. And so I just fucking left, because I was getting so frustrated and so annoyed, because we were going over one question that was so basic. Like, we were going over a fucking conversion that, one, you would never do in a fucking nursing setting ever, because it's just not how it would be done.
Yeah.
It was like, convert what was it, 4 grams into micrograms.
Seriously?
So,
that's like,
yeah,
at that point you should know the conversions on that.
And I'm just like, are you guys fucking retarded? Like, it's 1,000 going down. There's 1,000 milligrams in a gram. There's 1,000 micrograms in a milligram. So what does that leave you?
That's why they do metrics. It's just powers of 10 pretty much. I'm in a bad spot.
Oh, God. And everybody, there was a math question at the very end of the test. What the fuck ever. Sorry. There was a math question at the very end of the test, and it was like, you have a burn patient who comes in, and you have a prescribed order of 0.9% normal saline, to be 1 liter of 0.9% normal saline to be infused over an hour and 30 minutes with a drop rate factor of 30 milliliters. So all that means is that, okay, so you have a 1 liter bag, so that's 1,000 milliliters. How you set up the problem is you go volume over time times drop factor. So 1,000 milliliters over 90, because an hour and a half is 90 minutes, times 30. And everybody was like, well, that's 333 drops per minute. Like, that doesn't make sense. Actually, it fucking does. And, like, everybody was just like, you wouldn't do it as a drop factor, because drop factor means it wouldn't be on an IV pump. It would be like by gravity, you know?
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. If an infusion was going at that rate, it would be on a pump. But people would just fucking freaking out because you don't have that high of a number usually with a drop factor. Like 333 drops per minute. I'm fucking imagine counting 333 drops per minute. Trying to get that at the right setting. The bag would be fucking gone by then, by the time you finally got it. So, so everybody was just like, that question was like, Dr. Litford said the other day, with your answer, if it doesn't make sense, go over it again. I was like, but it does make sense if you consider all the other questions that you've been exposed to. Just take, for instance, I have 1,000 milliliter bag. Sorry, I have 1,000 milliliter bag to be infused over 12 hours. The drops per minute decrease significantly. So, an hour and a half getting 1,000 milliliters of fluid, that's a lot of fluids being pushed at once. So the number's going to be higher, obviously.
Yeah.
So, people just fucking freak themselves. They're just fucking...
People are crazy. Alright. I need 5 minutes.
Go for it.
I want to run to the store real quick. The store's almost closed. And I haven't eaten anything in like 8 hours. I'm hungry.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Alright, I'll be right back.